People in southern Indiana are looking at the damage left behind from those storms this afternoon.
Yeah, News 8's Katie Wisely spent the afternoon chasing those storms. She joins us live from Jackson County, where one homeowner has quite the cleanup ahead. Katie?
Hey guys, good afternoon and good evening, I should say. I'm having to hold my hat here because that wind is so strong here in Jackson County. I'm going to step aside here so you can see some of the damage to this farm here in the rural county. Look at that metal up in that tree. We're going to zoom in there so you can see that. That metal is from the top of a barn here. It's just barely hanging off that tree. We're also then going to pan over and show you this grain bin here just a few feet in front of us that's about to tip over. You can see from looking at that grain bin just how strong this wind is out here in the county. We're also going to show you lots and lots of tree limbs are on the ground here. With a lot of this metal from that barn, again, like I had said, is scattered across this yard. A lot of people are trying to kind of get away from the area because the wind is so strong and people don't want to get hit by that metal. I'm joined now here by Greg and Alicia Reedy and, of course, their dog Lola, who they wanted me to mention here. And you guys live just right across the street from this farm here that had the damage, and you were inside your garage when this happened. Yes. You watched it.
Yes. I was sitting in the garage on my 5-gallon bucket, and the rain came, got a lot heavier. That started hailing. The wind picked up enormously and my trucks were bouncing up and down. It got so heavy you couldn't see a thing and lasted for probably 20 seconds. The wind was just ferocious, and after everything cleared up, I looked out and I was like, oh, I lost a couple trees. Looked across the street and I was like, oh my, Michael lost his barn, the grain bin's gone, metal in the trees, the grain bin sitting 100 yards away from where it was, and lost a bunch of fence. So our biggest concern was getting the cattle moved out of here so we could get them someplace safe, get them so they wouldn't be out in the road. And we've lost power here also, so we needed to get them a place where they could get water. So.
And you've lost power at your house as well?
No, actually my house is on, so just a different part of the system. So we've got a good place to rest, put our heads for the night. So we're very grateful that things weren't any worse than what they were. Michael, the homeowner here, was not home, so no people were hurt, no cattle were hurt. So
exactly. And Alicia, you were taking some pictures of this damage. It's quite a lot of damage here, isn't it?
It is. I mean, for 20 seconds worth of wind, yes, this is a lot of damage. And thankfully, like Greg said, that no livestock or humans were hurt.
Exactly. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. And like Greg had mentioned, yes, thank you. Like Greg had mentioned, there were some cows in this barn here behind me, about a dozen, and they are being transported to a different farm down the road. There's no power in that barn here, so that they can get water at a different barn there down the road. So for now, you guys, you can tell it's pretty windy out here. We're going to send it back to you in the studio.
Gosh, looks like that wind almost took Katie out there. The storm and the high winds are likely to blame for power outages across the whole state. Here in Indy, nearly 4,000 customers are affected. Across the rest of the state, Duke is reporting nearly 22,000 outages.
And check out this picture right here. It was taken about 20 miles west of Brownstown near Heltonville. This is in Lawrence County. It looks like a tornado, but there's been no confirmation as of yet. We haven't heard of any damage either.
High winds are to blame for this. The roof of a mobile home ripped right off. This is on West Vermont Street on the west side of Indianapolis. Fortunately, no injuries have been reported.